Once upon a time, in a vibrant city bustling with creativity and innovation, a young boy named Leo walked hand in hand with his father, Samuel, down a brightly lit corridor of a television studio. Samuel, a well-known entrepreneur renowned for his groundbreaking ideas in technology, glanced down at his inquisitive 5-year-old son, a smile illuminating his face. "Yes, Leo, we're going to be on TV. Just for a little while, though. Remember our plan. You need to sit quietly while I talk to them." Leo's wide eyes sparkled with curiosity as he absorbed the energy around him. The studio buzzed with activity. Crew members hustled by with headsets, coffee cups in hand, while bright lights cast an ethereal glow on the white walls of the hallway. "Mr. Daniels, we're ready for you," called a voice from behind a clipboard, belonging to a poised woman wearing business attire. Her earpiece reflected the professionalism of the environment where conversations came to life in front of millions. Samuel gently knelt beside Leo, his deep voice softening the bustling energy around them. "Just stay close to me, all right? If you get bored, you can look at your book." Leo patted the small satchel on his back with excitement. "I brought my science adventure book." "Perfect," Samuel replied, grinning as they entered a studio set filled with bright cameras and plush seats specially arranged for the segment. A charismatic host named Rachel Armstrong greeted them with a warm smile, her energy radiating through her cheery demeanor. "Welcome to the show, Mr. Daniels. And who's this little guy?" "This is my son, Leo. He's here to see how a TV studio works," Samuel replied, his tone filled with pride. Rachel turned to Leo, kneeling to meet his gaze. "Hey there, Leo. Would you like to sit next to your dad while we chat?" Leo nodded shyly, his fingers fidgeting with excitement. "Just remember, we'll be live, so try to stay still, okay?" Rachel guided, and Leo nodded with the confidence of a seasoned performer. From behind the cameras, the producer began counting down, 5, 4, 3, before pointing silently to Rachel. "Good morning, everyone. Today we are thrilled to have a very special guest in the studio," Rachel began, her professional voice engaging viewers at home. "And it appears he has brought someone special along. Let's give a warm welcome to Samuel Daniels and his son, Leo." The camera zoomed in on Samuel and Leo, the latter swinging his legs, feet not quite reaching the floor beneath him. "So, Samuel, let's discuss your recent groundbreaking projects," Rachel transitioned, her questions seamlessly guiding Samuel into familiar territory. As the interview progressed, Leo flipped through his adventure book, glancing up occasionally at his father, who spoke with passion about his latest ventures. The questions flowed naturally, covering topics from business strategies to future aspirations. About 20 minutes in, feeling a shift in rhythm, Rachel decided to spotlight her well-behaved young companion. "Leo, you've been incredibly patient during our discussion. Is there anything you'd like to share with us while you're on live television? Perhaps tell us about what you want to be when you grow up." It was a routine question, one often posed to children, but no one expected the profound statement that followed. Leo looked directly into the camera, his eyes sparkling with inspiration and clarity. He gently set his book aside, squaring his small shoulders. "I want everyone to know that love and kindness matter," he said, his voice ringing with unexpected assertiveness. "When you're kind, it makes others feel better. Love is real, and you can feel it in your heart." The studio fell silent, each crew member momentarily halted by his heartfelt declaration. Rachel's smile faltered in surprise as she glanced at Samuel, whose own expression mirrored astonishment. That's a beautiful thing to say, Leo," she managed after a brief pause. "Did your teacher talk to you about this at school?" "No, I just know it," Leo replied confidently. Love is real, and it makes everyone happy, even if they can't see it right away. The producer, watching through the camera lens, gestured furiously, unsure whether to cut to a commercial break or let the moment unfold. Samuel placed a comforting hand on Leo's shoulder, feeling a mix of amazement and wonder at his son's unexpected revelation. Thank you for sharing that with us, Leo. It's not every day we hear such a sincere message on our show, Rachel said, quickly steering the conversation back into safer waters. Yet something in the studio had shifted after that moment, a ripple of thoughtfulness permeating the atmosphere. Crew members exchanged glances, and some wiped away unexpected tears, touched by the simplicity of a child speaking truth. As the interview neared its close, Rachel expressed her gratitude to both Samuel and Leo for joining her that day. A special shout-out to little Leo for sharing those wonderful thoughts with us, she added, prompting Leo to wave enthusiastically toward the camera. Bye, everyone. Remember, kindness is important. Once the cameras turned off, as they walked off the set, Samuel gazed down at Leo, his heart swelling with both pride and curiosity. Leo, where did you learn to say those things? I just felt it in my heart, Leo replied, innocence shining in his eyes. Can we get ice cream now? By lunchtime, the clip of Leo's proclamation had begun to spread rapidly, igniting conversations on social media. The hashtag #LeoLoveMoment trended across platforms, the video garnering attention from countless viewers. Did you see that little kid on TV this morning? Remarked Emma, turning to her coworker Jake during a coffee break. Jake nodded, stirring his beverage thoughtfully. It's everywhere. Everyone is talking about it. Do you think he was coached? Honestly, I don't think so. Look at Samuel's face. He seemed genuinely taken aback, she responded, scrolling through her phone eagerly. Meanwhile, in an elementary classroom across town, Ms. Carter faced the disruption the viral moment stirred among her students. Phones down, everyone, she instructed firmly, glancing at the animated chatter rising among her curious pupils. Your assignments can wait. We need to focus on our lessons. But Ms. Carter, it's about that billionaire's kid speaking about love on TV. They're saying it's miraculous, protested a student named Lily. I understand it's a big story, but right now we need to learn about fractions, Ms. Carter replied, suppressing a sigh. As Leo returned home with Samuel, the excitement hung in the air, palpable and vibrant. Leo, can I ask you something important? Samuel began, sitting with Leo in their cozy living room. What you said about love, where did that come from? I just know it, Daddy, Leo replied, focusing intently on building with his colorful blocks. It feels like a hug, but bigger, and it makes me happy. Samuel observed his son's sincerity, searching his face for any signs of rehearsed words or influenced dialogue. How long have you known this? He asked gently. Always, Leo insisted, returning to his blocks as though discussing whether to have strawberries or cherries for dessert. Samuel's phone buzzed persistently, notifications flashing on the screen, with reporters reaching out to comment on the interview. Friends and family from around the country texted excitedly about Leo's moment on television. One text from his mother read, Saw Leo on TV. We need to talk. Call me. Stepping into his office for privacy, Samuel dialed his mother. Mom, it's wild here, he explained. I can only imagine, Sam. What a moment it was, she replied. But I don't get it. Where did that love message come from? I don't understand either. We don't go to church. We've never talked about these things, Samuel admitted, brows furrowed in contemplation. Sometimes kids see the world more clearly than adults do. They haven't learned to silence their truths, she pointed out wisely. I don't know what to say now. Everyone is expecting a statement, Samuel replied, running a hand through his hair. What does your heart tell you? She asked. Looking through the glass door of his home office, Samuel caught sight of Leo, fumbling with his toys, blissfully unaware of the media frenzy surrounding them. My son shared something that's resonating with so many, and I have no idea why or how, he responded, feeling both lost and awestruck. Then maybe that's all you need to say for now, she suggested gently. Outside, news vans began to surround the property, echoing the ripple of excitement that Leo's thoughts had ignited. By the evening, the view count rose dramatically, with millions tuning in to witness the simple yet impactful statement of a child proclaiming love to the world. In the following days, the media hype continued to crescendo. Samuel found himself receiving messages from religious organizations eager to connect after Leo's striking declarations. Have you seen the headlines? People are saying Leo's words are prophetic, his sister Anna remarked during a phone conversation later that week. I can't wrap my mind around it, Anna. I'm used to attention, but this? He asked, incredulously. And what do you think? She probed delicately. After a moment of silence, Samuel sighed. I want to understand it, but I don't even know where to start. What are we supposed to do about this? His sister offered, maybe start by listening to Leo. Children often have a wisdom that eludes adults. Half a week later, as Samuel processed everything still, he found himself in deep contemplation while watching Leo play. The thought of shielding his son from the media circus tugged at his heart, yet he couldn't ignore the profound impact of the words spoken by his small child. During one of those quiet family moments, Samuel received a surprise visit from a woman identifying herself as Reverend Mary Clark, who kindly requested to speak with him about Leo's recent public declarations. Expecting a traditional pastor, but finding an approachable, warm woman with wisdom behind her gaze, Samuel felt the tension within him dissipate slightly. Thank you for meeting with me, she said, extending her hand. I'm not here to exploit anything happening with your son. I simply want to discuss the profound impact of his words and offer some guidance. Samuel nodded, appreciating her respect for their privacy. What can I do for you, Reverend? I've been a minister for over 30 years, she continued. In that time, I've witnessed moments of divine clarity, and something extraordinary radiates from your son's words. Have you ever heard the term, the mouth of babes? I've heard the phrase, Samuel replied cautiously. Throughout history, she explained, there have been accounts of children conveying profound wisdom and insight, often untouched by the limitations of adult skepticism. Are Leo's statements something more? She asked gently. I'm not sure, Samuel admitted, concern threading his voice. We don't really discuss faith, and I know this is all new to him. Children frequently express feelings that adults struggle to articulate, the Reverend responded reassuringly. Perhaps now is an opportunity for you and Leo to explore this journey together. Samuel felt a wave of uncertainty as the conversation shifted toward how they would manage Leo's sudden fame. But just then, Leo came running toward them, his little legs moving swiftly with joy, interrupting their discussion. Daddy, he exclaimed, eyes wide with excitement. Can I tell Reverend Mary all my stories about God? The warmth in Mary's gaze melted any remaining apprehension. Of course you can, Leo. I would love to hear about them. With a beaming smile, Leo began telling Reverend Mary about how he imagined God watching over all the people, how when he was kind to others, he felt happy inside. "It's like a warm hug," he exclaimed, twirling around with delight. As he spoke, both Samuel and Reverend Mary watched with expressions of wonder, an unexpected light in the midst of confusion. Feeling a deep sense of connection, Samuel waved his hand to summon Leo over to him. "Leo, what you've been saying is big," he explained, kneeling to his son's eye level. "People are talking about it, and I want to make sure you feel okay about what you're sharing." "I do feel okay," Leo replied without hesitation, "because I want to help people remember they're loved." Fighting back the emotions that threatened to crowd his chest, Samuel took a deep breath, feeling the weight of his son's impact. "If you feel that way, then we'll figure it out together." Over the next few weeks, Reverend Mary helped Samuel set up a space at the local church, a private gathering where Leo could explore his thoughts and feelings with other children away from prying eyes. "Can we talk about God all the time?" Leo asked Samuel enthusiastically one day. "Yes, we can. You'll never have to hide your thoughts. Sharing them is important," Samuel replied, a newfound sense of purpose weaving through their conversations. As the dynamic shifted, the media frenzy began to fade, but the ripple of Leo's statements reverberated through communities. Responses flooded in from individuals touched by the simplicity and depth of his convictions, testimonies flooding in as adults processed their own journeys of faith. One evening after the Sunday gathering, as they were driving home, Leo rested his head against the window, staring out at the stars twinkling bright against the night sky. "Daddy," he said slowly, "it feels like they're talking back to me. I think God is listening." Samuel glanced at his son, warmth flooding over him. "What do you think they're saying, buddy?" "They're saying it's important to love each other," Leo replied quietly, his voice between a whisper and a proclamation, filled with youthful wisdom. Together they drove home, a father learning from his son, guided toward conversations he hadn't anticipated but was now eager to share. As Samuel parked the car and walked inside, the decision to let Leo's journey unfold would be one he embraced, not out of obligation, but out of love, a commitment to let this precious bond to faith and kindness guide their path forward hand in hand.